Hello and welcome back. If it's your first time watching, super welcome. Click subscribe. My name is Sam and today's video is a makeup tutorial showing you how to create this day makeup look with loads of tips and tricks thrown in between. Alright, so let's get started. At the moment I've got nothing on my face but my face cream which has an SPF 50 in it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put on this Feeling Younger Skin Tint from Lush Cosmetics. This product basically is a bit like the MAC Strobe Cream. What it does is it just gives a little bit of a light reflecting shine. It's got light reflecting pigments in areas where you want the light to reflect. So it works the same way that a highlighting powder would work on top of your makeup, but I find that if you put a heavy highlighting powder shine on during the day, it can look a little bit extreme. So I like to put this on underneath my foundation to just bring out more luminosity. If you have fantastic skin, there's no reason that you can't skip the foundation and just use this product. And I feel like I should mention that if you are a darker skinned person, you can also go for this product in the color Charisma, which is a warmer skin tint. So I'm busy putting this on my cheekbones where I want shine, and I'm putting it in the Cupid's bow of my lip. And then I'm going to put just a little dot between the eyes, because when I bought a Touche Éclat many years ago, that was one of the places they said that you should apply the Touche Éclat. Touche Éclat reflects light, this reflects light, same kind of thing. Okay, so that is done. Step 2 for me today will be using a primer. Now, I'm not usually a primer kind of girl, but I've recently discovered a primer which I absolutely love. And the primer in question is from Hourglass Cosmetics, and it is the number 28 Primer Serum. So this product has 28 essential oils. It's really hydrating for the skin. I don't personally feel like I need hydrating products for my skin because I have more of an oily combination skin, and I've spent my entire life buying mattifying creams. But this primer, it doesn't make my skin oily or shiny, it just seems to make my skin really happy, which in turn makes my foundation last a heck of a lot longer. So instead of in the middle of the day where it gets that kind of like patchy look, sometimes I would get on my chin, or yeah, mostly on my chin, sometimes over here, but mostly on my chin I get kind of like a patchy look after a while of wearing foundation, and that doesn't happen when I use this primer. So I just use one pump and I put it all over my face. It kind of smells like that Kiehl's Midnight Recovery Complex. It's got like a lavender smell to it. Maybe they're interchangeable, I haven't tried. But okay, I roughly put that all over the face. And voila, I'm done. Now that I've primed my skin, I'm going to go in with my foundation. Now, if I was doing a heavier evening look or something with dark shadows, I would likely leave my foundation until last, because when you have drop down, which is your eyeshadow falling all over your face, I just think it's counterintuitive to apply a whole bunch of product, let your eyeshadow mess everywhere, and then wipe it off after. But because this is kind of a lighter day look, I'm going to go in straight away with my foundation and perfect my skin. And the foundation I will be using today is my current foundation love of choice. It is the Hourglass Stick Foundation, which I will also be applying with the Hourglass Seamless Vanishing, I think it's called Seamless Vanish. It's the foundation brush which goes with the Hourglass Stick Foundation. I could sing this product's praises for ages, but I won't waste too much of your time. What I will tell you is that if I was going to be spending the whole day outside, let's say if I was going to be spending the day on a boat, or if I was going to be, I want to use hiking as an example, but I don't really wear makeup when I'm hiking. But if I'm going to be spending the day outside, let's say I'm in Bali and I want to be wearing something because I'm on holiday and I might have pictures taken, but I also don't want to have a full face of makeup, I would go in with the Clinique Anti-Blemish Solutions BB Cream SPF 50 foundation. I haven't seen this in Asia and I haven't seen this in the States. I've only seen this in South Africa so far. And I'm sure you can probably order it online, but I just really love this product because it's light, you can wash it down quite thinly, it doesn't cause any pimples, It's kind of mattifying, so again, I would go in with even more of this Feeling Younger skin tint on the areas where I wanted shine. But this is just a great thin foundation for those of you who can't get the stick foundation or who are spending the day in the sun. But today, as I said, I'm going to be using the stick foundation. As you can see, I'm blending it in circles. I always blend in circles. I think it's the best way to get a seamless coverage. And I'm kind of just putting it where I need it. So I've got a bit of discoloration around my chin. I'm putting quite a bit there. And around my nose, I tend to go red. So I always put quite a lot around my nose and just sort of over my lip area. But not too much on my cheeks because, you know, I don't need too much there. Alright, then I've got a spot here that I've missed, so I'm going to go back in with the stick foundation. This foundation's got enough coverage that I can use it as a concealer. If I wasn't using this foundation, I would be using I would use the MAC Select Cover Up in whatever color my skin is at that time, or your skin would be, and I would cover the spot with this product. This product gives great coverage. It's got a natural skin texture. It's water-based, so it won't aggravate any pimples, and it is long-lasting, and it has an SPF. So it's kind of an all-round wonder product. You could even blend this in with a moisturizer and use it as a foundation. The only time I wouldn't use this product is under the eyes because it does have a matte finish, and anything matte which you put under the eyes will emphasize any fine lines or wrinkles. But again, if you have a super moisturizing under eye product or a silicone-based eye product, this would be fine because those two would combine and result in kind of more of a natural satin finish. But back to me perfecting my skin. So I've now covered that little bit of a spot. You can see I haven't gone in under my eyes too much. I'm going to leave that until I've done my eye makeup. But I have now just taken away the distraction of my imperfect skin. It's looking a lot more perfect now. And that's going to be that for the minute. So next step is going to be, for me, my eyes. A lot of people would have powdered their foundation right away. I like my foundation to kind of settle into the skin a little bit first. If I was going to powder, I would powder the T-panel right away, and if I had done concealer under my eyes first, I would have put a lot of powder over there to stop drop down from happening. In fact, I'll do that now to show you. So I'm going to conceal under my eyes with the Guerlain Multi-Perfecting Concealer. It has a hydrating and blurring effect, so I think it's fantastic for under the eyes. But if you can't get hold of this product, or you want something which is a little bit less expensive, the next best thing, I think, is the MAC Select Moisture Cover Concealer, SPF 15. It's not a very thick or it doesn't cover as well as, say, the Select covers. It's not as full coverage as this, but it's really nice and moisturizing for under the eye. And then even cheaper on the scale, even more affordable, also blendable and moisturizing, would be the L'Oreal True Match. And if you can see that, sorry, there's a bit of stickiness on the lid, but L'Oreal True Match Concealer would also work. So today I'm going in with the Guerlain. I could use a brush for this, but I'm going to pat it on with my fingers. Obviously, if I was doing this on somebody else's face, I would use a brush. But because it's mine, I can just kind of pat it in. And now a lot of people tend to take their under eye concealer and they tend to just go like this in a crescent moon. In photographs, and particularly when you have different light sources, this product is different to this product. And what can happen is a flash or a bright light can aggravate that textural difference and actually emphasize that crescent shape which you're creating by applying it like that. So I like to apply the bulk of it like that, where I have the darker color, but then actually tap it down towards the bridge of the nose to make more of a triangle than a crescent moon. I really didn't sleep well, so my dark circles are not going to completely go, but they are going to be improved. Working a little bit into the corner of the eye, as you can see, just to lighten and brighten, and then a little bit onto the kind of underbrow eyelid area. This is just to neutralize the color on my lids. If I had had more sleep last night, this wouldn't have that reddish tinge, but alas, I didn't sleep so well. So I'm just going to neutralize that lid colour with this concealer. Pat, pat, pat. Okay, it's a little bit more even. So, to stop my concealer from sucking up whatever shadow falls underneath the eye, I will now apply a powder under the eye. I'm going to use the MAC Prep and Prime Translucent Finishing Powder. This powder is jet milled silica, so it's not talc based. It doesn't clog your pores the way that talc would. The silica also provides optical diffusion, so it blurs any imperfections or fine lines, and it looks white here, but is actually completely clear. So you can use this on any skin tone. Okay, so that's under the eye. I'm just using the excess on my brush around my nose and a little bit on my forehead. I'm going to leave my cheeks. So now I'm moving on to eyes. I like to use a light, neutral, non-shiny color to start. The reason being that it's good for your shadows to have something to blend into, and it's good to lift and lighten certain areas of the eyes to make your eyes look more awake. So I'm going to go in with the 239 eyeshadow brush, which is a nice, firm, good-sized eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to use a really neutral satin finish, so not matte, not shiny, not glittery, not reflective color. This is Vanilla or Bisque from MAC, but you could use any neutral, light, not glittery, not matte shadow. And I'm going to apply this to the corner of my eyes, the inner third of my eye, and then just under my brow bone. And voila! Step 2 will be putting my base color or middle of the eye color. I'm going to go for a color called All That Glitters, which is a Volux Pearl, meaning very shiny. It's a great neutral color. It kind of suits everybody. It's a great bridal color if you're doing bridal makeup. It's a great everyday color because it goes with everything. So I'm going to apply that all over my lid. And now that I've got that lovely color all over my lid, I want to put just a little bit of definition or contour, as some of you guys would call it, on the eye area. I'm going to go in with a nice light kind of natural colored brown from MAC. You could use Cork or Wedge, or you could use any similar color from another brand. Again, this is not a really shiny brown. You never want to contour or create shadow with something shiny because obviously it will reflect the light and it's not going to give you the illusion of a shadow. The best illusion of shadow is created by matte products because matte products absorb the lights and create a natural shadow. So I'm going to go in with this fluffy brush. I could also use this fluffy brush. This is the 224 brush and my favorite brush in the whole world. But in the morning when I'm in a rush, this brush, which is the 217 brush, picks up more product because it's a slightly harder bristled brush than this one. This is better for blending and this is better for actually picking up and applying product. So the way I apply it is I dip my brush into the shadow, all right, and then I tap the brush to get the excess product off because I don't want this to be too heavy. So now I've got a light amount left on that, and I'm going to go on the outer third just into the crease and then blend. Now that I've applied my eyeshadow, I'm going to go in with an eyeliner. There are a couple of options you can use here for a day look. I find that using a black eyeliner tends to take it away from a natural looking day look and more into a strong fashion look or an evening look. Obviously there's a place for it if you're doing a vintage dress or a like nautical theme. It's great to have a black flick and a lick and a little bit of a liner. But today I want to go for more of the softer tones, so I'm going to go for a brown liner. I would recommend using a long-lasting one like Plank from MAC Cosmetics, or the Chanel waterproof liner. This one is color Santal or 100. And I love this because at the back of this there's actually a little sharpener for the stick. Most of these turn-up ones you can't sharpen, but this one you can. So I'm going to draw a line just basically on the eyelashes. I'm not actually trying to draw it on the lid, I'm trying to draw it where the lashes meet the lid, and that will naturally create a line on the lid. And then I'm going to soften that even further with a pencil brush. Just rubbing it from side to side. Underneath, I don't want to have a heavy line, so I'm going to line it lightly with an eyeshadow. I'm going to use the same neutral brown that I used for my crease under the eye using this pencil brush. You can see I'm not going right into the corner of the eye. I think it just closes the eyes and makes them look smaller if you go right in here, so I just try and go for the outer third or outer half. Okay, and now it's time for mascara. At the moment I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex, what a great name, mascara. I bought it in a travel size at Sephora because I just thought I would try it because it was small and relatively non-committal, and I really like it. Now a quick tip for when you're applying your mascara: use the side of the brush for the general lash area, but then use the front tip of the brush like this for the inner corner of the eye. Those lashes are super fine and they need a little bit more attention and care. Similarly, you want to be really careful when you're applying mascara to your bottom lashes. Dot it on and make sure the mascara you're using is waterproof or at least long wearing, otherwise it will transfer onto the skin under your eye. Would you look at the difference that mascara makes? So now that I've done my mascara, I'm going to do my eyebrows. I'm using the Urban Decay Brow Beater pencil, and I'm just going to thicken them a little bit and define them. So eyebrows are done. Now I just need to finish off my skin and do my lips, and I'm finished. For my skin, I'm going to do a light contour using a bronzing powder. I'm going to use the Guerlain Terracotta Light for Brunette's powder, and I'm going to use this angled brush to apply it, but I could use a general blusher brush. I just like this one because I think that the angle gives me a bit more precision. And I'm going to use this bronzing powder just along this natural cheekbone shape. I'm not going underneath, I'm going where that line naturally would be, just to emphasize it. And then I've got a bit of a natural curve here, so I like to go into that area as well. And then I put a little bit on my temples from the hairline, just coming in towards the brow area. I feel like that just slims the face a little bit. And then last but not least, I like to apply my contouring powder or my bronzing powder just along my chin. So this line, which is already here, I'm not changing it. I'm just going to emphasize it by just running that product just along there. You can see I'm not putting a heck of a lot of product there. I don't want to have a line of product. I just want enough powder to absorb the light and emphasize that shadow. If I wanted to go wild with the contouring, I could also do this on the sides of my nose, but I'm not going to do that today. I don't usually do that. I just think it's, you know, it's a lot of time for a day look. So obviously I've got no color in my cheeks. The next step would be to apply a blusher. If you've got drier skin, I would recommend using a cream blush, especially for a day look. It creates a natural shine, it looks beautiful, it looks glossy, it's just a great look. Because I have more of an oily skin and because I'm going to be spending the day today outside where it's quite humid, I'm going to go for a powder blush. But I'm going to go for a powder blush with a sheen. So I'm going to be using the Guerlain Meteorites blusher. This is a travel size, I got it at the airport. I think that they do a full-size version of this. It's basically a light, flushed, rosy color with a little bit of a shine to it. So I just dip the brush in the pearls, tap the excess product off, and just put that on top of the cheekbone. Now a tip with blusher is you want to steer clear of 2 fingers from your nose and 2 fingers from your hairline. You never want to go from there to there because, unless you're doing a high fashion makeup look, if you're going with something natural, your cheek would generally flush from the center outwards. So try and follow where your cheek would naturally flush. That's maybe a little bit strong, so I'm going to use this brush which has no product on to just blend away a bit of that pinkness. Okay. Obviously if I wanted to look more tanned, I could put more bronzer on or I could put it all over my face, but I'm okay with this. And then last but not least, I'm going to go in and do my lips. I'm going to line my lips because I always line my lips. I just think it makes them look more defined and it makes my lipstick last longer. And my ultimate favorite lip liner is a lip liner from MAC called Spice because it's really neutral and it goes with every lip color. If you have to own just one lip liner, this would be it, Spice. It's like a neutral, it's like a skin color gone darker, so it creates a shadow. So I just line around the lip. And now if you really want your lipstick to last all day, you can line your entire lip with this liner. You could even use it as a lipstick. Because I want a little bit more color, I'm going to go in and put a lipstick over. I'm going to use the Rouge Coco Mademoiselle lipstick from Chanel in color 434 for Mademoiselle. And I'm going to apply that with a brush because I'm being fancy today. And now I've finished coloring in my face, so the last thing that I would do is I would take that blotting powder, whichever blotting powder you prefer, or a blotting paper, and I would take away any excess shine on the T-panel. I never powder my cheeks. I think that any kind of shine you have here is a good thing, but if I have excess shine here or here, I don't want that there. So I'm going to go in with my powder brush, and I'm just going to apply. Alright, so that's my glamorous day look. I'm now going to go and do my hair. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please hit subscribe. And if there's a video you would like me to make, tell me in the comments below. Have a great week or weekend or day or whatever day of the week it is.